Good morning and welcome back to Bloodborne. This is my multiple attempts to start this video. I haven't recorded in a little bit, so I know that we just beat Shadows of Yharnam, which means that we have Rom the Vacuous Spider next. I think we were also talking about Insight, but by multiple recordings, I think maybe you can see in the top corner I may have more blood echoes than I had the last time I recorded, and that's because I started recording this morning and then realized I hadn't saved any of the audio, so I'm having to redo a little bit all over again. But let's go ahead and just jump right back to what I was doing and where I was going. So we're going to fight Rom the Vacuous Spider today. We're also going to fight the Amygdala, which is kind of a section all on its own, off to the side. It's not part of a DLC or anything. It's just an extra area with an extra boss if you decide you want to go there. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and talk about eyes. So I think I may have mentioned before about how insight was connected to eyes. Well, the two kind of human factions, main human factions in Bloodborne are the Church of Healing and also Bergenworth College. So they spawned from the same events, but the Church of Healing separated at a certain point and decided to use blood ministration to try to advance human evolution. Bergenworth did not agree with this. They thought that blood was the wrong direction, and they went with eyes. So the eyes aspect of this is it seems like they thought that the universe would be revealed to them by having more eyes. So they tried to do what they could, the experimentations that they did, to gain more eyes on the inside. And that's what this guy here is. He's one of the Bergenworth scholars who has turned into this kind of bug monstrosity with a ton of eyes all over the place. So we're going to go ahead and kill him real quick and then move on. You can see he wears sort of simple, maybe scholarly clothes, but he is very much a monster, and his entire purpose now is consumed in trying to suck up the eyes out of other people. So they jump into the air, they try to grab you and then eat on your brains, essentially. So yep, we just got here. This is Bergenworth. It's a pretty small area. We're going to have to be a little bit careful because these guys, as I found out recording before, that they actually can deal a lot of damage to me. So we're going to not get killed by them if we can help it. And I'm going to go ahead and go on the path that I would have taken. Unfortunately, like I said, I did a little bit too much, so I already actually unlocked the first shortcut for this area. So we're going to just pretend that doesn't exist, and we're going to I can get no more of those. Come on. You can see, oh my gosh, look at all the freaking legs that he has sticking out of his back. Ugh. Can you imagine how itchy that must be? To have a bunch of legs sprouting from the back of your body. Yeah, do your little thing. These guys are really easy to get away from. You just wait for them to do their jumping attack and then they're done. So we are running through this, which is what I did before, because we do not want to mess with that thing down there, that like crazy centipede monstrosity. We unlocked this gate, and that's all we had really done at that point. We come in here, and you can kind of see the mess that's left behind, and there's just experiments and crazy nonsense everywhere. So we are going to talk about this lady for a little bit. She's one of the few scholars that isn't, well, she's a hunter, but she's also a scholar of Bergenworth. We know that because no, she actually may be from the church itself to try to stop people from being able to redo some of the stuff that you can see here. So we're waiting for her to pass by because she walks down these stairs and then walks back up, because we do not want to engage her if at all possible. She is she's actually wearing church clothes. So she's wearing church clothes presumably because she is protecting this area, trying to stop people from coming in. She's guarding a chest that has scholar clothes in it, but she must be from the church. She's also carrying a Rosamarius, which is a gun weapon that sprays holy mist. So, yeah, we're just going to get the key that we need to unlock the big door, and then we're going to go straight into Rom. Actually, I need to do something real quick. We're going to switch weapons to a weapon that we haven't seen yet. This is actually a DLC weapon that I've improved in a particular way, specifically for fights like this. We're going to use it in some later fights, maybe before we advance to the... No, I guess we'll do the kind of end-game stuff real quick, but then... oh, and here is the leader of Bergenworth College. You can see that he has stuff sprouting out of him because he has so many... He's filled with so many insight, and if you kill him, he's actually carrying a special rune that it's called the Eye rune. So ultimately, we just jump into this lake and get teleported to somewhere else. Okay, now here is Rom the Vacuous Spider. She is immobile and essentially friendly at this point, but you can see look at that face. It's covered with eyes, and basically the whole front of her body is covered in eyes. You can see those little black spots everywhere. So she's quite special, and we're going to piss her off a little bit, but this fight is going to take us just a little bit of time because we're not going to try to do the fast kill on her. You can get essentially a kill within a very short amount of time, and I'm not equipped to do that. We are just going to kill off her little minions one by one and try not to die, because they will absolutely mutilate us if we let them. They are very strong. They are surprisingly strong. And I think part of it has to do with maybe they do like stab damage or something with their pincers and their legs, and that's no bueno. That's no bueno to us. We just have to get around to their backside. They're kind of like... their weak spot, obviously, is not their head. Their head absorbs, like, basically all damage. It is, like, crazy high defense, but their backside is super weak, and they are especially weak to electricity, which is why you're seeing sparks fly. I have equipped this sword with electricity to deal a lot of damage. There we go. That's a decent amount. I don't know if I could have flubbed this a little bit. Let's see. Yep, I flubbed it just a smidgen. So she is now. We are really now deep into the fight. This was not. I did enough damage that she actually got to her third step, which is. Well, she just teleports twice. So now we just have a crap ton of spiders to have to deal with. And now Rom also deals arcane damage. So the theory behind Rom's existence is that Rom was actually a student of Bergenworth who got transformed into this monstrosity during their experimentation, but there ended up being a very particular effect that we will see the results of later once we kill Rom, and hopefully we do kill Rom, because oh my gosh, we are not getting lucky with this. So I have to avoid her attacks, but I also need to get behind these spiders. So there's so many of them that it's hard to like get a good like these guys. I'm not getting very many of them by themselves, so I'm not being able to make any progress with killing them, unfortunately. Haha. I'm sure there's some people out there watching this, or watching Bloodborne stuff in general. Ugh, don't spit on me. Don't do that. Oh crap. So, and that attack is pretty much best dodged by running in a circle around Rom. So it can be a little bit tricky, and we have to abandon that. It can be a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, then it's not too bad. Oof. We just keep doing this until we win, so it may be a little bit, and I'm sorry for that, but I am not, like I said, I am not skilled enough to do the, like, super fast attack. And basically, oh, there you go. That's how much damage I deal when it's on the head, versus killing them by hitting their backside. Doing the really fast kill involves needing to have specific items and be able to do a specific amount of damage, and it's a risk because you don't know if you're going to get unlucky and spiders are going to essentially land on you and kill you as you're trying to kill Rom. It's a speedrun technique. You could try to do it in a no-hit run. It is possible to no-hit with the quick kill, but that's just insanity. That would be so much effort. Thank you. No. Okay. Just run. Just keep running. Just keep running. Just keep running. Thank you. Thank you for helping me out on killing you. Dude, that is very helpful. Oh, crap. Don't hit me. Oh, doubling up on it, of course. Just as I get another one of these stupid spiders by itself. There's so many of them left. Oh, nope. I'm probably with the stuff that I have. I don't have much resistance to an arcane attack, so I don't want to deal with that. There is a thought that the experimentation that happened with Rom was actually a combination of what the church had access to and the what Bergenworth College was capable of, just because it seems like something that they learned, something that the Blood Church learned from what they were able to discover, was used to create Rom. So I'm wondering if maybe Rom could be like the breaking point between the ultimate breaking point between the two of them. I'm not exactly sure how it works out ultimately, because essentially the stuff that these people found to be able to do these experiments and start evolving humanity was due to what they found underground, which we won't explore. You can actually see some of the underground stuff if you watch one of my other videos where I go through a chalice dungeon. The chalice dungeons represent the space underneath all of what constitutes Yharnam, and essentially all of their civilization is built on top of the ruins of a previous society that buried themselves underground, essentially. And they buried themselves underground, presumably because of what they were protecting, which was stuff like this, these cosmic, horrific monster things that exist in spaces outside of time and space, kind of thing, or that can exist outside of what we understand to be time and space. I decided to go for a hit in there just because. Oh no! Don't do it! Don't hit me! Nice. Can we go tuck in here? I wonder if we can get a little bit. Ha. Are you gonna flip over and do something? I'm waiting for it to do. There you go. I was waiting kind of for that. Because the flipping around and kind of trying to slam on top, body slam me like a Snorlax, That stuff is pretty easily dodged, and it deals a lot of damage, but I'm like not too worried about it. Oh, okay. We'll just keep doing this. This is probably going to be the longest part of the video just because of how long it takes to do this fight. Because I think Amygdala we're going to kill like super easy. So don't get under it. There we go. That's the final attack. It has 3 attacks. They're all sort of 2 different area of effect attacks and then 1 ranged attack. Because those meteors can hit me from anywhere out here. It does look like this arena is like essentially infinite, but it's actually not. I kind of wish though that some of the attack, like maybe the body slam stuff would hit Rom, or I mean hit her tiny spiders, but apparently not. It would have been kind of interesting to have her be able to hurt her own kin, I guess. We're not exactly clear on why she has baby spiders. It's sort of unknown exactly what, because this area, it's not like this area's you know, like accessible to virtually anybody, but I don't know. Okay, so there we go. It is very unclear. I think that people are still kind of trying to understand exactly what this lady is doing here, and I'll tell you who this lady is. She's actually Yharnam. Her name is Yharnam, the Thumerian queen. She is the leader of the society that lives underground. She still exists. It's very weird. We don't know why she appears here with Rom, and with the red blood moon is very significant based on what we'll see later in the game. But pretty much she appears only 2 times in the above ground. She'll appear 1 more time just as we're getting to some of the final bosses, but it seems to have something to do with what Rom's stated purpose is. And see, here you go. Ritual secret broken, seek the nightmare newborn. So there's something about Rom's presence that prevents regular people from being able to see what's really going on. Like I said, it's all about insight. The more eyes you have, the closer you can see reality. So if we had come to this place, well, first the doors would be closed, but also we wouldn't be able to see there wouldn't be anything here to see. We can come here earlier in the game, but what we wouldn't see is this thing right here. This Cthulhu nightmare thing. And we're actually going to go straight into allowing him... Actually, no, we need to do this first. We need to go and get this lamp so we can teleport. So we'll do that first. We'll switch weapons here over back to the Beast Hunter safe. And just run past these guys. We don't really care about them. They're being summoned by Thumerians. But like I said, we don't really care. We're just going to light this lantern and then, this lamp, and we're going to go straight back up. Oh, it's so satisfying. I've been playing the Bloodborne PSX remake. So, like, it's, like, super satisfying to see this game after playing the remake. And being able to play this, oh man. Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry. We're going to go and just stand right here. Thank you for grabbing onto me. So, yeah, you could get picked up and nothing would happen. You wouldn't see anything. But because we got the tonsil stone earlier, we get to go travel to another sort of interdimensional space called the lecture building. And the the kind of voice that you hear saying that, that's actually Patches. So Patches was hiding in the building that we got the tonsil stone from. He gave us the tonsil stone to try to lead us here. That's why in this text before, he says essentially, or he recommends that you go to that chapel and stand there, essentially. So that's our Patches. You can see that he might not be quite the Patches that you see in other games. We don't really care too much about what's here. There's some enemies here. We will go up to the second floor later on our way into the game, but for now we're just going to go straight to the Nightmare Frontier. And the guy that picked us up, we're actually going to fight him now. That's the boss of the Nightmare Frontier. And we're, again, going to probably pretty quickly go through this area. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to this, because this weapon is the weapon that we're using for killing these guys real quick. You see how they're super weak to fire. So we're just like, we just completely mutilate them. You can kind of see that this is a mess. We're not really sure exactly what the Nightmare Frontier is, but we're just going to drop down here and get through all of this real quick. So it seems that this is where the Amygdala live, or typically live, or places like this other dimension is where they come from. So for now, though, like I said, we aren't going to bother with almost the entirety of this place, because we do not want to have to deal with getting hit by some of this garbage. Actually, I wonder if I'm going to have trouble right here. So let's go and use an antidote. And then we do not have any elixirs whatsoever. We didn't pick up a single one. Okay, so that's going to be quite interesting. I wonder if maybe I do this. I wonder if I can get away with killing this lady. Normally I would use a blue elixir. It reduces your visibility. It basically reduces the area in which enemies are activated from seeing you. So we do not want to get... We do not want that. No. This be bad. And actually, we're going to probably get... Oh, we are so lucky that we're not getting frenzied. That is bananas. We're just going to keep doing this until she's dead. Thank goodness for Simon's Bowblade for giving us a little bit additional range with our bullets, essentially. And allowing us to kill these guys without getting activated, or allowing her to activate. Okay, so now we will switch back. Oh no, I need to go down. Yeah, since I've done this so many times. Oh, nice. Got a good gemstone there. Because we've played through the game so many times, we have a lot of good gemstones, which allows us to do a lot of different things and make really, really strong weapons for specific situations. So come down here. You know you want to. Okay, fine. I'll come up there. Just die, please. We are activating the shortcut up here because I do not know for certain if I'm going to survive this, so we want to get that to make it really easy. That's the only shortcut in this entire area. Did he drop something? Oh, nice. Not a good gemstone, but still a gemstone. So we have a ton of gemstones from going through the chalices so much. So yeah, I have a lot of different weapons for specific situations. And in this case, we also are going to go back to Rikuyo, and that's because Great Ones and the kin. So Rom is considered a kin, and they seem to be all weak to. Gosh darn it! They seem to be weak to electricity for some reason. So that's why we're using electricity. Sorry, I wanted to make sure I focused a little bit on getting him. Laser beams. Actually, I guess I could switch to Simon's Bowblade, but it's probably too late now. He's also very weak to Simon's Bowblade. Yes, get all mean and nasty and everything. Just don't touch me. Oh, crap. I wonder if I can do this now. I'm not sure because, let me think. Yeah, so that's a problem. Oops, nope, don't do that, don't. Okay, so we need him to do a little bit more on the... Let's see, the Amygdala's arms and his head are the weak spots. The head much more than the arms, but we can do both. We just need him to finish doing what he needs to do. There's one more phase of him that we are almost at. And I want to get to it so that I can do the kind of cheaty... Not cheaty, but the really... There's a method of killing him. There we go. That's what we're waiting for. He rips out his own arms, and now every time we get under his legs, he's going to jump up into the... Or he should try to jump up into the air. And then we can just walk forward, and his head is right there. So it sets us up really well for continuing to just keep doing this over and over again. It's a little slow just because of how much health the Amygdala has now that I'm in so many new game pluses, but that's okay. Sometimes you get lucky and he does this attack as well. There we go. And 2 bosses down. Let's see. Okay, we're at a pretty good stopping point here. Normally he would give you a chalice that you could use to go into the chalice dungeons, but we don't really get anything. We just get a lot of experience. So I think that's going to do it for today. We are just going to probably leave it here for now. I think, and the clock there reminding me that we hit about half an hour, so I'm going to go and call it here, and thank you all for watching these videos, and I hope you enjoy kind of getting to see all of what Bloodborne has to offer, all of the things that you can do in it, and I hope you try it out someday. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.